crafters. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sarah McGuire from Sassy Paper Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and we are live on YouTube with my monthly card class. Now, if this is your first card class, I go live once a month, usually the third week of the month. I'm still working on my schedule to make sure you can hear me. You can. Okay. And we make usually 4 projects. Sometimes it's 3. Depends on the mood I'm feeling, you know. So this month is February, and we are going to be making Easter projects, spring projects. Some of them are Easter, some of them are just spring. I am using the Easter Joy Suite. It's mostly the bundle. Let me show that to you, which is the Easter basket bundle. I do have a card class to go using this suite. I'm going to show you the projects for that class. You can find that in the link or in the description of this video. It'll take you right to all my current classes. And for that, we're going to be making these 3 cards and then this cute little Easter basket, which fits all kinds of little candies. This is my paid card class. This is not today's card class, but for $70, you get the bundle. You get a half a pack of the beautiful designer series paper and all the supplies to make 2 of each card and 2 Easter baskets. So that is in the description, the link where it says, I think, details on the class. Today's cards are just as cute, little more simpler, but they are free. So you can get all the supplies that you see me using today, the cardstock, the embossed pieces, not the bundle, and not the embellishments, but you can get all those supplies by placing a $50 order in my online store. Now this is card 1. This is the first card we're going to be making. Let me get out my stamp set because we're going to be using this super cute stamp set. Now this is new packaging, so it's super slim, fits in a basket. I actually really love the new packaging. It's a lot more efficient. And so this is the Easter basket stamp set. There are 12 stamps in here, and they're photopolymer. And here are the Easter basket dies. So you get this cool Easter basket, and then this is how I did for this basket, the weaving on that. It's so cool. I love this. I mean, you can use this, yes, for Easter, but I also think it's just cute for spring. So we're going to be using this for our free cards. Let me get everything, or our free cards, our monthly cards. That's how I differentiate what I'm doing. So this is my free card class, and the other is my card class to go. It's a paid card class. So this one, you get all the products for free with a $50 order. So this is what you would get for card number 1. And for this one, you get 1 of each. So you can make 1 of each card that you'll see here. So I have the designer series paper will be all cut for you. The plaid piece, we used Forever Plaid for this one, but we are going to do a little bit of stamping today, and I cannot send stamped images. So you have to use your own stamps, or you can purchase the bundle, however you'd like to do it. And for this card, we're going to be using this cute little Easter bunny, the one with its ear folded, the carrot, which I love this carrot. I can get my blocks out, and then the Easter egg. And I'm using clear blocks, but right now during the month of February, when you join my team, you can get a free Stampin' Up! Stamp positioner, which is really cool. I don't have one. I wish I did. Pre-order ended on it. So the only way to get one right now is by joining Stampin' Up! And I think it's a great time to join. For $99, you get $125 worth of product and a free stamp positioner. It's really neat. So I have 4 stamps for our first card here. We are going to be using Memento ink because I'm going to be doing a little bit of blending. So I'm going to move these to the side right now. And our greeting's going to go in Shy Shamrock, but we're going to use our Memento ink first. And I'm just using a scrap piece of paper, which you will get included in your card kit. I do like to include all the scraps, pretty much everything you need besides the stamps. So I'm just going to make sure I have this good and inked up in Memento. Just like that. And then we're going to do 3 eggs. And then a carrot. And if you're watching live or the replay, feel free to leave a comment. I love chatting with all of you. Tell me if it's still winter where you are or if it's turning into spring, because it looks like spring here in Michigan. It's getting cold again, though. We're going back to winter. So we're going to be coloring our images. I have 4 colors of blends. Now, when you buy the Stampin' Blends, they come with 2. You get a light and a dark. So we're going to be using Bubble Bath, Lemon Lolly. Make sure it looks dark. That's Daffodil Delight. I have Daffodil Delight. We need Lemon Lolly, which you can use Daffodil Delight if you have that. I just think the Lemon Lolly was more of a pastel. Balmy Blue and Pumpkin Pie. So the Pumpkin Pie is for the carrot. I think I actually did use Old Olive for the stem there. So I'm just going to color in the dark. The Pumpkin Pie is just for the carrot. So I'm just going to color in the dark and then go over it with the light. Went outside the line a little, but that's okay. And then I'll grab Old Olive or Granny Apple Green. It doesn't really matter. It's a very small. I'll grab Granny Apple Green. It's a small piece for this carrot here. The little leafy part. I just did the dark. And then for the bunny, we're going to be using the Bubble Bath. I'm going to start with the dark, though. We're just going to go on the inside of the ear there. And then just the tip of the nose. And then I did use this also on the Easter egg. So what I did was I kind of went opposite. So like right here, I'm coloring the top and the bottom. So then for this, I'll color the middle triangles. And then here I'll color that band and then the other triangles. Just so each egg is just slightly different. And again, I just used the dark in Bubble Bath because the light is super light. So now I'm going to go in with the light balmy blue, and I'm again just opposite. So go over these triangles and then maybe this here. And then the bottom and the top of this one. And then also maybe these. And I am going to go over it with the dark, but I'm going to use the bullet tip end, the fine point. And then lastly, we're going to go in with the Lemon Lolly. And again, this one is actually super light. So I am going to use both the light and the dark and just whatever I didn't color. I'm going to go with it. And I might go over the Bubble Bath one more time to make it even more pink. And I just think on this part, doing the light and the dark, it just makes it brighter. So let's use the light Bubble Bath. There. Set my blends aside, and now we're going to need to do a little bit of die cutting. I'm going to grab my mini cut and emboss machine. And then we need our dies. Let me get my platform and everything. And then our dies. So I'm going to need this bunny, and then the egg, and the carrot. There it is. And we're going to have to do this 3 times because there are 3 eggs. And if you want, you could use, I think I actually might use a bit of washi tape just to hold my dies down in place. I'm just taking, we'll do 3, just to make sure everything stays where it should stay. I need to turn it a little so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm not pushing very hard because I don't want the washi tape really to stick all that well. I want it to stick just enough that the dies don't move, but not too much that it's like permanently on here. So I'm going to put on my top plate, and then we will just guide this through. And I do believe all of the dies fit. Let me just double check the Easter basket. Yes, all of the dies fit in the mini. I get that question quite often, like if certain bundles will fit in the mini, because some people, that's all they have. And it usually on the Stampin' Up! Website, when you go to purchase dies, it will tell you if it's compatible with the mini or with the standard. Get my Easter bunny out of there. And we have to do 2 more eggs. And I'll do that same method. And I'm just going to put my extra washi tape here because we are going to be doing some more die cutting. And if you didn't want to do the die cutting, you always could do something like a panel. And instead of maybe embossing this, maybe you're not into die cutting yet. So you could always just stamp these right onto this basic white panel. When you do get the kit, though, it does come embossed, but you also get the PDF. So you can remake this however you want, as many times as you want. You have all the measurements, supplies I used, all of that. See, this is sticky. I don't want to rip the egg. Oh, good. We got it. I think this piece of tape is toast, so get rid of that. And one more time for our last egg. I know a lot of people, this is why they buy multiples so that they can die cut. But you know what? We're live, and I kind of wanted to show you in real time. Like, these don't take very long, even with die cutting individual pieces. And I don't know, I don't like buying more than what I need. I'll never use 2 bundles. I know for some people who do like hundreds of dollars in classes, it makes for quick work. But I just like having one of everything. Saves me a little money. All right, let's move this to the side. Put our die away before I lose it. And now we can assemble everything. Oh, and I do need a piece. I didn't cut it for the stamp. So normally when I do sentiments, when I'm measuring for it, I will just measure the stamp. So this one looks like it's about 1 inch by 2 1/4. So that is the size of cardstock we need for our sentiments. So let's see, I'm going to just off camera a little bit, 2 1/4 by 1. I think this is actually bigger. I think I maybe went 1 1/4, but we're going to go with this. You'll get the correct piece when you get the class kit. And for this, I'm going to use Shy Shamrock, which is an in color, which is one of the in colors that will be going away in May. But if you don't have it, I suggest getting on it now because the retiring in color products usually sell out. So there is the sentiment. And let's just clean off the stamps really quick. I use a Stampin' Scrub. I know a lot of people like the Simply Chamois, which I do, but I've always been a Stampin' Scrub girly. I'm an OG. I've been using this thing since 2013. Move these to the side. And I'm using a Peach Pie card base, which is another one of the in colors. This suite actually uses a lot of the in colors. This is also Pretty in Pink, which is another one of the in colors. I'm going to use some seal. And this is the inside of our card. And then this uses the Forever Plaid embossing folder. I have to be careful because the seal and embossed pieces for some reason don't get along very well. Just be careful. And now we can put on our bunny. I'm actually going to grab a glue dot for the carrot, which I thought I lost, but it's right here. So what I'm going to do is take a glue dot, just put it on the left side of that carrot, and then on his little hand there, like he's holding it. And then a dimensional or two. And then he can just sit up right there. And then the glue dots again, just because it's easier for the eggs. And I just kind of had them dancing at the bottom. And then a couple of dimensionals for our sentiment. Oh, those are mini ones. I don't want mini ones. And then for embellishment, I used, oh, they're still in the basket, 2024 to 2026 in color flat pearl. So now you can see all the colors. So there's Summer Splash, Petunia Pop, which is one of my favorites, Shy Shamrock, Pretty in Pink, and Peach Pie. Now, for this one, I did use the Shy Shamrock, but I think because we used the Peach Pie card base, I'm going to go with that one. There's 3 of them. Oops. That one went flying across the room. I'll find that later, or it'll be stuck to me somewhere. Sorry, I need to adjust my microphone. It keeps hitting me. Okay, so this is card number 1. Let's move on to card number 2. Let me show it to you while I set everything up. That is card number 2. Again, using one of the in colors is Pretty in Pink. And for this one, I used the Spotlight on Nature dies, but I already did the die cutting for that. So all we need to do is our bunny and the flowers. Get my stamp set. And I used all 4 sentiments, I think, for these cards. So for this one, we used the For You. And then the little bunny, which to me kind of looks like, you know, the candy bunnies you get for Easter, the chocolate bunnies. That's what it reminds me of. And then also the 3 flowers. This isn't sitting on there right. I saw where somebody had like photocopied or outlined the insert, and then that's how they put their stamps back. And I think I might try that and see how I like it. And I need a scrap piece of paper. I'll just use this one. And then Memento ink again. Let's move our cards. And then we're going to ink up our flowers. And then our bunny. And there is a little bit of coloring. Pretty in Pink does come in a blend. I don't usually get the in color blends. I do have Petunia Pop though, because I love purple. So that's one of my favorites. So we're going to use the Bubble Bath, which is similar, but it's not the same, but it's similar. And I'm just going to go in with the dark. And then kind of go over it with the light. And now for the middle, you can use Daffodil Delight, but I think I'm just, because I have it right here, I'm going to go in with the dark Lemon Lolly. Just in the center. And then again with the Granny Apple Green for the petals. And then let's go over with the light. Just make sure we're not missing any spots. All right, and now we can die cut. This one is pretty simple. I'm gonna clean my stamps off though, so I don't put my finger in them. Well, that was my mini stamp and emboss machine hitting the floor. I swear I need like a second desk over here just to hold all my stuff. All right, let's put down the base plate, cutting plate, our images, and then we need some dies. The flowers, little bunny. See if I can use one piece of tape for both. Okay. Run that through. I think my flowers were a little bit off, but it's okay. I always say it is a handmade card and nobody knows what it's supposed to look like. The bunny got die cut pretty good, so that's a win. And then this card also has a little bit of ribbon, and this comes from the Misty, Moonlight, and White ribbon combo pack. Then our circle, I'm going to burnish this edge. And then we can take our designer series paper. This is not the Easter Joy paper, but it's the something pattern. It's a part of the suite. I do know that. And it is a specialty paper because it's super shiny and there's nothing on the other side. So I'm just going to center that. And then I'm going to do my little ribbon trick is where I put seal on the back. And then I just wrap the ribbon around. It kind of saves, so that way you're not going all the way around. And then make sure my card is the right way. And then, oh, we got to stamp our sentiment in pretty in pink. Let me grab my ink pad. Almost forgot. And then the for you right up in that top right corner. And then a couple of the mini dimensionals or regular ones cut in half. I also like to use the outside edge of the dimensionals. And then we can go ahead and use regular ones for the circle. Again, that's from the Spotlight on Nature dies, but it will come in your kit. And then I just kind of centered it. And let's not forget the inside of our card. So you can write in it and send them out, because they're really fun to make, but what good are they if you don't send them or give them away? Okay, and now we're going to use the Pretty in Pink. Just kind of randomly scatter them around. And that is card number 2. So card number 3 is an Easter card. Let me show it while I get everything together. I really like this one. I like the design of it. And it uses 2 of the patterns of designer series paper. Trying to clean up my stamps and talk at the same time. And this one is actually super simple. We're not doing any die cutting on this one. You do need this bunny and Happy Easter though. So let's grab the D block for the bunny and H block for the Happy Easter. Now for ones like this, I don't like to just put them on because I feel like I always put it crooked. I like to put them on my desk and then pick it up with the block. And for this, we'll also need Balmy Blue. We don't need the memento for this one. We have all the pieces here. We're going to actually be using the gingham ribbon that is a part of the suite. And I have everything all die cut. Again, all the measurements are with the PDF. When you place a $50 order in my online store, you will get the PDF and the card supplies for free. I think I just put my hand in that. I did. See, I like to keep hand sanitizer nearby when I accidentally put my hand in ink. That way I don't smudge up the rest of my card. All right, so let's do our sentiment first. Happy Easter. I think this is the only card today where I'm not using an in color. And then our bunny. And that's it for stamping. And then for the embellishments, I actually did use the Easter assortment that is a part of the suite. And that looks like this. So you have these cute little plaid Easter eggs, lemon lolly, and balmy blue dots. Clean off these stamps really fast. Again, if you're watching, be sure to say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. I am in Saginaw, Michigan. It is chilly today. I'm hoping for spring anytime now. I was really sad when the groundhog saw his shadow and they said 6 more weeks of winter. I was not a fan of that. I'm ready to plant my garden. Okay, let's put our pieces together. So I have 2 pieces of basic white. One is for the inside. Let's go ahead and do that. And then let's burnish this edge so this card stays closed. And then we're going to put down this pretty piece of designer series paper. This is the Easter Joy paper, the one with the little Easter eggs. And then we will do the ribbon. Again, I just put a little seal down, wrap the ribbon. But it doesn't go all the way, so you're saving a little. Not a ton, but a little. And then I didn't use any dimensionals for the paper. I did pop up the sentiment though. Oops. Ooh, don't stick. Oh, good. Hate when that happens. So I'm just kind of putting this like askew a little bit to the left, and then the same thing with the bunny, like that. And then we can pop up our sentiment. This one was super quick. So if you're into quick crafting, this is a good card for that. And then let's grab some of those balmy blue dots. Where's my take your pick tool? And just kind of throw them on. Like that. That looks good. So that is card number 3. We have one more card to make. Card number 4 is a spring card, and I just dropped all the supplies on the floor. So you look at card number 4 while I pick everything up. And it also uses the other side of the first designer series paper we used on card number 1. This one. It uses the reverse side of that. And again, not super involved. We need Shy Shamrock back and a couple of stamps. I don't need the H black anymore. Let's grab our flowers again. And then Hello Spring. And then I have a circle from the Stylish Shapes dies, and that's what we're going to be die cutting on. Now for this, I like to die cut the circle and then stamp. If you want to stamp and then die cut, you can do that too. I just feel like I don't ever get it right when I do that. So I'm going to stamp first. We're stamping our flowers, 2 of them, and then our sentiment at the top, just like that. And that's it for stamping. Quick, easy. And then we'll take our basic white, and then this is another piece of that patterned paper like we used on card number 2. This is the Shy Shamrock though, and it's just as long, or just as wide, I guess, as the basic white here. I'm going to stick this right across the middle. This is going to kind of act as our ribbon. And then I have 3 strips of that designer series paper. And what I'm going to do with this, and I'm just going to kind of scatter them. I'm going to put seal across the whole thing. Excuse me. And then they kind of meet in the middle there, and that's where our circle is going to go. So grab a couple of dimensionals. Now we can pop this on our card base, which also needs to be burnished. Excuse me. Our inside, which also comes with the kit. I would never leave you without the insides of your cards. And then these pearls again. This time we are going to use the Shy Shamrock. Just place them all around like that. So that is card number 4. Now let me move everything out of the way. I'm going to clean these stamps really quick, and then you can see all 4 cards together again. You will get this kit free with a $50 order in my online store. Now until, I think the cutoff date, it says the 20th, so it would be the 27th. So you have until February 27th to place your order. My card class to go, which again features these projects, is open only until tomorrow night. Registration closes tomorrow night. For that, you will get the supplies to make 2 of these and 2 of each of these, and then 2 of these. Also, the bundle that I used today and half a pack of that designer series paper. All the links are in the description of this video. And I want to thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below or reach out to me at sarah@sassypapercrafts.com. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.